24. Basin. Or doon sa nagpanalay ka na magabantay mo ba yung tangan mo? Dave, kasi itong player sa Salle, mawala rin ron? Itong player sa Salle, mawala ron?
Player sa...
Lasal ka itong nag-trip ba?
Si Pablo.
Pablo rin.
Wala si Pablo. Kung magpapabot kita ng Malaysia, qualified sa World Cup. Pablo.
Showcasing red card of the Universal Level Star, Red Archer. And let's get the players first from the Salle Red Archers. Starting number 7, Lillian Diaz. Number 1, Jesse Ronaldo. Number 2, Boris Pasiga. Number 3, Papa Salle. Number 7, Aaron Lalana. Number 8, Ron Shaw. Number 13, Number 21, Ace Reyes. Number 24, Rogelio Lunacy. Number 13, Michael Lopez. Number 34, Nicole Dunning. Number 36, Moses Cohen. Number 77, Stuart McGovern. Number 95, Jason Silva. And Coach Roberts Robinson. And let's get the first from Grant. Pearl Academy. Number 1, Max Stewart. Number 7, Darcy Waker. Number 7, Tommy Juarez. Number 51, Uncle Perry. Number 14, Corey Silva. Number 13, Hunter Hicks. Number 11, Jesse McCullough. Number 3, Leon Winter. Number 6, Peter Martinez. Number 5, David John. Number 8, Jacob Gray. Number 2, Lincoln High Manchaku. Number 11, Roster Pat. Father Brad Bird and Coach Robbie Bird. And for such co-cheerful to Salle, after one, Campbell Fraser, and number 2, to Will O'Leary. The tournament will circle Sean Thomas, and Commissioner Mike Price, and Executive Director, Mr. Wayne Martinez. And now let us open the starters of both teams. First, from the Salle Green Archers. Starting from number 11, Pedro Lopez. Also with number 1, Dixie McCullough. Number 4, number 7, Aaron Alba. Also with number 1, Mason Ayers. And center, number 36, Moses Kula. And coach number 7, this is Carlos Garcia. And now let's get this Carlos of Brian Pearl Academy. Starting with number 2, Dudley Guy Chantu. Also with number 7, Omari Wetlands. For 7, Darcy Weber. Also with number 1, Dexter. And center, number 14, Bird Stewart. And coach number 65, Tony Moran.
Welcome everyone to the last game of the elimination round of the RCIT Invitational Tournament. This is Derek Quinanola and Coach Kim Reyes giving you today the final and most exciting matchup as De La Salle University will try and steal the #1 seed from Team Brian Curl, the undefeated Team Brian Curl in that, as we will have a very exciting end to the elimination round in this tonight, Coach.
Oo, as you mentioned, no? LaSalle wants to get that #1 spot, di ba? So, pag nanalo ang LaSalle dito, magiging triple tie sila together with Adamson
Yep.
and Brian Curl, right? So, it is indeed a very important game for that matter.
A lot at stake here for both sides. They do not want to lose this one because they will have a huge advantage as we will have a crossover portion as we head to the playoffs of this tournament. Cortez now with the basketball for De La Salle. The ball is with Amos, now to Makalalag. Nowhere to go there. They give it up to Kulang down low. Great defense there by Siwek. And the ball is secured by Machando. Curl now on the other side. Has a much taller Amos on him as Siwek takes the three. Couldn't get it to fall. And a very interesting note here, Coach, is that you'd think both sides aren't familiar with each other. But when Mason Amos actually was on the Brian Curl Academy for a few years, so he is very familiar with the system and with some of the players on their roster right now, like Darcy Ryder and Hunter Hans.
So, Mason Amos was with them, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's new to me.
That's probably how he got discovered and got recruited to Ateneo and then transferred to LaSalle.
Oh.
So really expect Amos to be really aggressive and take this game personally. 14 seconds to work with here now for the Archers. Cortez down low to Makalalag. Great defense there by Wignes. Makalalag trying to use his strength over Wignes. Could not get the shot to fall. Machando will test the defense of Abadam. A bit of a circus shot there by Machando. Great defense there, coached by one Earl Abadam.
Oh, he lost his footing right there, no? Pero as what you mentioned, great defense para dito kay Abadam.
That's exactly what you'll get, coach, from one Earl Abadam. He's exactly what you need as a coach, a 3-and-D type of player.
Oh, yes. And he's also one of the veterans na para dito sa team na to. And he's leading a good example para sa mga younger players niya.
Great feed there down low from Cortez to Kulang to finally take the lid off the rim as LaSalle is finally on the board. Pressure defense now by Makalalag. Big screen there by Siwek. Wignes to Curl for three. Couldn't get it to go. Cortez with another rebound. Cortez looks to push the pace. Hands it off to Abadam now. Pass it off to Amos. Amos now drives. As there will be a foul call on that position. But early on here, coach, you've seen LaSalle really try and get Moses Kulang involved here in the offense.
Oo, yun naman talaga hinahanap ng Lasal team eh. They're really looking inside. They're gonna start off sa taas with a handoff and a few ball screens, but ang endpoint nila is to go inside.
And it worked there on that previous possession, Coach. Kulang was wide open there in the paint.
Nahawakan lang talaga.
Abadam now posting up against Darcy Ryder, one of the better defenders of Team Brian Curl. Great move there by Abadam, a series of moves, but better defense by Ryder as the ball will stay on this side of the floor. Great play there, Coach, by both Abadam and Ryder. Ryder not really giving up much ground, but Abadam with a series of moves there, getting a quality shot attempt.
Ang ganda ng footwork na pinakita doon ni Abadam, di ba? Pero great defense nga as what you've mentioned.
Kulang couldn't get a hand of the basketball. Wiggness now in transition. Wiggness using the burners and the lefty layup.
In your face yun doon si Mason Amos, no? Walang height advantage doon. Binraso niya, kumbaga.
For a guy like Wiggness, Coach, seeing a guy as tall as Amos is definitely not a tall task for him.
Oo.
As we see it on this possession, Wiggness wisely pulls the ball back and will use a screen from Siwek. Wiggness drives. Wiggness lays it in!
Sobrang magkaiba yung basketball na pinapakita both teams eh, di ba? Lasal showing their ball rotation, ball movement, ball screens off the ball movements. On the other hand, itong blue shirts natin more on isolation and single pick and rolls. As you can see, another drop pass doon para dito kay Moses Kulang. Kaso kinulang sa lakas yung tira niya.
Just could not get that one to fall. As now BK Academy now on the other side. Siwek, he can make that.
Yes,
Gets the lucky bounce.
Bro, not lucky bounce, shooter's bounce.
Shooter's bound for
Para
one
mas
Kurt
maganda.
Siwek. Yep. As he gets that three-pointer to fall now. 5-point lead for Team BK. Abadam penetrates. Teardrop could not call bank, but I believe another foul is called.
Oo.
Now 3 fouls, Coach, on Team BK with a lot of time remaining here in the first quarter.
And parang, if I'm not mistaken, lahat yon nakuha from Moses Kulang dahil dun sa effort na binibigay niya to get those offensive rebounds. And as a result, ayan, kailangan niya muna magpahinga.
When you work as hard as Moses Kulang, Coach, you will need to get a breather a lot because of how hard he puts in the work that to try and give LaSalle multiple opportunities.
Exactly, partner. And coming into that position now, it's LeBron James dive.
14 seconds to work with here for the Green Archers. Cortez hounded by Ryder. Just a bit too aggressive that time by Ryder, resulting in a personal foul. Again, Team Brian Curl Academy, Coach, a bit too aggressive here to start. Already with 4 fouls here in the first quarter.
Oo, medyo early yun sila mapupunta sa penalty, no? Parang next foul would be a trip to the free throw line na agad.
If you're LaSalle, you got to use this to your advantage. Really try and test the
And yun
defense.
na nga. Oh no!
Sorry, missed that time by Abadam.
That's a rare miss.
Oh yeah, with how good Abadam is using his offhand, just could not get the fall. But Siwek is flexing his muscles here early for Brian Curl Academy. Once he saw Moses Kulang was on the bench, he got to work quick and get the end one opportunity to try and increase their lead. Bonus free throw now for Kurt Siwek as he gets the bonus free throw to fall. An early 10-2 lead here for Team Brian Curl Academy. That's been the story for LaSalle, Coach, in this entire tournament. They've really started off very cold here, and then they just used the heart of a champion to really turn the game around in the second half.
So kumbaga para silang diesel.
Oh yeah, they need to warm up.
Yun, oh. And dito ba sa gym natin dito sa RCIT, napakalamig ba naman? Di ba?
It is very cold here in the Dingoy Roa Civic Center, and that's why we talked about LaSalle needs a couple of minutes or at least even a half
To warm up.
to get themselves warmed up.
And this is their third missed free throw dito sa first quarter natin.
Again, you talk about a poor shooting start here, Coach. LaSalle's starting this game off 1 for 10 Their lone scoring opportunity was that easy 2-point stab by Moses Kulang. Risky pass there by Wignes, but Siwek using the height and has been the difference here in the first quarter, coach. It's one Kurt Siwek.
I think that's what we call a touchdown pass. Ang layo nun, partner.
I did say it was a risky pass.
Diba? And
But-
that was over Mason Amos sa end point, ha?
Makaralag now, his jumper is no good. And now, Brian Curl Academy with another chance to increase their lead. They want to try and get their big man involved. Wignes, behind the back pass, great play by Siwek to keep the ball alive. But they do turn it over. Cortez now in transition. Cortez with the layup, no!
Hindi gumapang yung pektus. Pero that
Great-
was a great drive.
Yep,
Para
great
kay
move
Jacob
there.
Cortez. Yes.
By one, Jacob Cortez did everything right, but get the bucket. As reinforcements will check in for De La Salle University, Seven Gagate, Joaquin Tovera, and Boris Marasigan will check in as they give Makalalag, Abadam, and Amos a breather. Meanwhile, for Team Brian Curl, coach, they have gone with more size as they put in Jacob Gray to partner with Kurt Siwek.
Saktong-sakto yung pagpasok ni Seven Gagate dito, eh, no?
Marasigan now on the other side. Marasigan penetrates using the body.
That's what a Boris Marasigan can give you. He can give you that muscle to penetrate. At the same time, to defend as well. Ito si Weakness.
Especially a guy like Wignes, coach, who loves to use his body to score. Let's see though how Marasigan can limit Wignes.
Ayun naman yung sinabi natin.
Wignes there had no choice. Wignes was able to get the step on Marasigan. He had him on skates, and Marasigan there left with no choice but to foul.
Weakness and Gagate having to exchange some words dito, ha? At this early point of the game, they're exchanging some words na.
That's what you'd expect, coach, in a game with as much at stake as this. A spot at the number one seed, or at least a bigger chance at getting the number one seed, talking about De La Salle, who will have to beat BK by at least more than 3. As Adamson beat La Salle by 3, Brian Curl beat Adamson by 3 as well. So if you're La Salle, 4 is your magic number right now. Tovera now with the basketball, using the handles. And I believe a kickball violation there, so the ball will stay on this side of the floor.
Oh, yeah, that's why they reset the shot clock to 14.
With how cold La Salle has been to start off this game, coach, there's one guy who can definitely get it going on offense. It's Joaquin Tovera, who has been a revelation here for Coach Topex Robinson in this entire tournament.
Yun talaga yung nabibigay ng mga ganitong ligang labas sa mga players like Tovera, di ba? That's what you mentioned, revelation, eh, di ba? And yun talaga din yung hinahanap ng mga coaches.
As Cortez gets that shot to fall. And now, talking about players who have had a very good start in the tournament, it's Jacob Cortez. Great use of the balance.
Diba? A little shake and bake, eh.
As talking about Cortez again, coach, he has been on fire this entire tournament. I believe he's averaging at least 20 points. Sorry, 18 points. Still pretty high.
Oh, yes.
18, 20, it's around that same mark.
La Salle now with a 2-2-1 press. Oh, and they complete the turnover.
They force a turnover there. Great defense there by Cortez, showing that he's capable of playing both sides of the floor.
Oo naman. Yun yung difference ng players. Hindi pwedeng offense lang. To be able to play long in this level, kailangan mo talaga matulungan. Look at that move by Tovera.
Right on cue was Joaquin Tovera scoring, making it look easy against the Twin Towers of Brian Curl Academy.
Walang masyadong fancy moves. Oh, look, just a little up and under. Step through. Tapos, ang boxing.
14-10 in favor of Brian Curl as we head down to the last 3 minutes and 43 seconds of the first quarter. We'll be right back. Back to the ball game here between De La Salle University and Team Brian Curl. Early on, Coach, it has been the Kurt Seawick show for Team Brian Curl.
Yes, and another turnover galing dun sa 2-2-1 press nila. Tsaka, yung move ni Tovera, yun na naman yung a little up and under niya na yun. Pero ngayon, na-foul na siya dyan.
We mentioned it earlier, Coach, La Salle was looking for a spark, and they have found one in Joaquin Tovera, who will go to the free throw line now after forcing that turnover on Team Brian Curl.
Oo, tsaka that's coming right off the bench, ah. Wala nang warm-up yan.
There's one thing we know about Joaquin Tovera, Coach, is that he plays with no fear whatsoever.
Oo, tama. Just pure heart, di ba?
And despite the very cold shooting start, Coach, for La Salle University, they are only down by 2 points now, as they've really done a good job of playing good and hard-nosed defense. Weakness now will try and break the press of La Salle. They finally do. They give it to their big man down low in Gray. Gray now trying to test the strength of Gagate. It works in the favor of Jacob Gray that time.
Grabe, he just forced his way into the basket talaga, no?
Took Gagate to the weight room on that possession.
And siya nga pala, hindi natin napansin, Jacob Cortez took a break muna at pinasok nila ngayon dito si Kyle Sardon.
Marasigan now looks to counter with 2 points of his own. McGear skies for the rebound. Again, Tovera with another steal and getting another 2 points. Tovera now with 6 points here in the first quarter as Wignes is pressured. Kicks it out to David John. Takes one step closer, still cannot get the shot to fall.
There was a foul down low.
As bodies are on the floor, that was Hunter Hans.
Parang may pushing foul nga dito kay Seven Gagate. They're trying to fight for the position to rebound. Kaso medyo natulak niya.
If you're Seven Gagate, Coach, you have to dig deep here to really try and prevent a big man like Jacob Gray from crashing the offensive boards. Not just him, but also Hunter Hans, who is very aggressive and strong to really try and crash the boards. Machando against Marasigan, and Machando was fouled.
That's the second foul na doon para dito kay Boris Marasigan.
Gotta give credit to guys like Machando and Wignes for being really strong and aggressive with their drives. As Marasigan, a very important player for La Salle, an early 2 fouls.
Grabe, partner. First quarter pa lang pala tayo.
It feels like we've been playing for a while with how intense this game has been. And the crowd has done a very good job of really hyping up both teams, actually. You think they'd be pro La Salle, but there also is a fair crowd of Team Brian Curl Academy in this game.
Oo. So they're really enjoying the show. At saka, as early on at this game, ang dami na nagkakainitan sa ilalim kung nakikita mo. Meron na mga exchange of words agad eh.
Tovera now, he has been hot early for La Salle. Sardon tries to get in the scoring action. Could not get the bounce there on his free throw line jumper. Machando on the other side. Han thought about the three. Spins around. And Marasigan again.
They're really attacking him right now. I mean, they knew he had 2 fouls.
Now 3 fouls now for Boris Marasigan. There's something they're seeing about Boris Marasigan, Coach, that they are really trying to attack his defense.
And there's still 2 minutes left sa first quarter. Just may 3 fouls na si Boris Marasigan. And we all know na he's part of that core group ng La Salle.
So expect Marasigan to have a very lengthy time on the bench. There's still a lot of time here in the first quarter. 3 fouls already for one of the more important players for La Salle who really plays both sides of the floor.
Tama. Kaya si Earl Abada muna yung sasalo ng mga trabaho ni Boris Marasigan.
And another offensive opportunity, I believe, for Team Brian Curl, as they already have 6 offensive rebounds in this first quarter. You gotta give credit to the hustle that Team Brian Curl's bigs have really displayed here in the first quarter, Coach.
Oh, they're just really just powering themselves. Both in the rebounds, tsaka pati sa offense. And napansin na nga yan ng coaching staff ng Lasal, no? As pinasok na ulit muna nito, si Moses Kulang.
Moses Kulang did sit down for a very long time on the bench. He needed a breather for how hard he was working on the offensive glass and really trying to prevent guys like Kurt Siwek and Jacob Gray from really crashing the glass.
Tingnan natin kung madadala niya ba yung difference na hinihingi para sa kanya ng kuponan nila.
Because the size of Kulang, coach, does make a difference. As I believe we have a lane violation. So the ball will go to the Green Archers.
So going back sa na-mention mo, partner, no, if Moses Kulang would give that difference, I really think he will. Of course, with that length of his, he can alter shots, tap the ball sa rebounds. Walang easy offensive rebounds.
And it also forces Team Brian Curl to really tighten up their defense because Moses Kulang can also knock it down from deep.
Oo, kaya rin yan.
Sardon with a daredevil drive there, but the ball will stay on this side of the floor for LaSalle as they have 12 seconds to work with. Sardon now finds one of his teammates in the Madam who thought about the three. Great play there, finding Kulang. And right on cue, coach, they immediately get Kulang involved in the offense.
May nagiging ambag nito ni Moses Kulang on that green shirts eh. Yung mga ganun, open spot ups, you can really rely on him dun sa ilalim.
And we talked about Kulang's shooting touch, coach. He can definitely knock it down from the perimeter. He is near automatic from the free throw line.
And of course, great job for Earl Abadam.
Oh yeah.
Penetrating and finding him sa ilalim.
As you mentioned it, Kulang misses on the free throw, but they do get the offensive rebound. Sardon now from deep. Sardon misses on that three-pointer.
Ay!
As Curl turns it over, Makalalag gets the layup to fall. Goaltending violation. As Max Curl committed the turnover and then committed the goaltending violation.
That was so uncharacteristic yung ganun na pasa. No?
Gray now down in the post, using the strength there, but Kulang not backing down, but it will not matter. Gray gets the shot to fall and the bucket.
Yun yung magiging difference. Yung weight and yung strength nila. Yes, you have the length, pero the strength to stop that, di ba? Mahirap eh. Mahirap yung stopping ganun. So, kailangan niya ng help from his teammates. Once Gray puts that ball down, kailangan may mag-dig na dyan na small or whoever's closest.
Yeah, coach, despite the size of one Moses Kulang, you definitely cannot leave him on an island, especially with a big man as big as Jacob Gray.
And as strong.
As strong. You saw it there in that previous play.
Yes.
Kulang moved like two feet there with how strong Jacob Gray was posting up.
Kaya kailangan talaga ng help doon. Pag dribble, may mag-dig or just to get Gray pick up that basketball and not get too close to the basket. Kasi once he goes to that painted area, mahirap na yun ma-stop.
Yeah, and we've seen it a lot here in the first quarter, coach. Team Brian Curl has really made a concerted effort to really get their bigs involved. Siwek had a very early 8 points there, and now Jacob Gray now with 4 points for Team Brian Curl.
Yung 4 points yun na yun, tinrabaho niya lang yun. He just plowed his way through sa basket niya.
Just all-out strength by Jacob Gray as LaSalle now showing full court pressure. Machando is being hounded here by Sardon. Great press break there. And another turnover as Sardon turns the ball over as well. Magir now. As a foul is called on Tovera, as Magir will head to the free throw line.
Grabe, ginugulo ng Lasal itong offense ng BK, no? From a 2-2-1 trap. Ngayon, they're using a 1-2-1-1 na trap naman.
LaSalle's really trying to confuse Team Brian Curl here early, coach. Really mixing up their defensive coverages, and it has forced a couple of turnovers.
Yes, it did. Tsaka parang, kumbaga, they're changing it up. So, hindi nila pinababayaan yung BK na maka-adjust eh. Diba? Hindi nila hinaya makahanap ng butas. Nagawa nila ng solusyon yung 2-1. Okay, let's change it up.
As Magier cashes in on that free throw, Amos now checking back into the game, subbing in for Kyle Sardon now, and LaSalle countering with the Twin Towers look to match up with Jacob Gray and Kurt Seawick.
Oh, this is almost their first five kanina. They're starting on 5.
Kulang with another offensive rebound. Great defense there by Gray.
Kaso kinulang yung putback. Ni Moses kulang.
He's had a couple of those already in this game.
This is the second time already. Uy, baliktad.
I don't think that was allowed. Talking about the move by Machando, but Jacob Gray again flexing his muscles for Team Brian Curl. As you see here on the replay, Machando with a great aggressive move to navigate the paint, but even better effort and a chance really for Jacob Gray for an easy 2 points.
Bawal ba yung nangyari, partner?
I thought it was with how Machando put the ball below the rim.
So -2 dapat yun.
But the score will stay as it is, as Jacob Gray, again the bigs for Brian Curl now, with now 17 points combined here in the first quarter. Kulang now turns it over, saves the ball as Cortez brings the ball back. They have 7 seconds to work with. Amos from deep. Back and forth we go. Brian Curl and LaSalle. A 3-point game as we head down the final seconds of the first quarter. Magier couldn't get to the phone. Magier, second chance!
What a first quarter that has been, partner. Grabe yun. Parang fourth quarter na eh. Parang end of third quarter na yung nangyari. Pero dun sa viewers natin, it was just the first quarter.
That is the best part, Coach. This is still the first quarter. We still have 3 quarters to go. And score off free throws.
Well, kitang-kita naman natin no, as how Wignas has been driving to the basket and as well as Tuvera, Jacob Cortez. Diba? At the same time, yung mga big man natin. Teka muna, ang ganda namang backdoor nun. Galing dito kay JC Makalalag.
Great offensive set there by LaSalle as they now trail by 3 points to Team Brian Curl, as Wignas now is back in the ball game along with Kurt Seawick. Great pass there by Wignas to Seawick, as an air ball there by Machando. LaSalle now with a chance here to tie the game or make this a 1-point game depending on shot selection. Cortez will get a screen from Kulang. Kicks it out to Abadam, who pulls up from the corner!
BK needs to recognize this one. Here you go, that mismatch.
Great play there by Cortez, finding Abadam for that triple. As the ball will stay on this side of the floor. Tied ball game now. 9 minutes left to go.
Kailangan ma-recognize ng BK yung mismatch with Machando. Mason Amos is guarding him from the outside. Kasi naka-apat na small itong BK right now.
Their only lone big man right now is Kurt Siwek.
Yes, exactly.
Talking about Team Brian Curl as Ryder misses on that shot. Cortez can help give LaSalle the lead right back. And he will try and use as much clock as he can here. Cortez lobs it off to Kulang.
Offensive foul yata. Oh yeah, that's an offensive foul.
It was an offensive foul. I couldn't hear with how loud the fans were. They thought that shot by Kulang did count. But instead, the ball will go to Team Brian Curl. Machando now crosses the timeline for Brian Curl Academy as they look to set the table here. He'll get a screen from Siwek. Machando drives. He tries to lob it up. Ends in a turnover. Cortez now in transition. Amos. Cross-court pass to Cortez. Makalalag. Trying to shake the defense of Wontamuri Wignes. A near backcourt violation there. Shot clock now winding down for LaSalle. Abadam spins. Abadam couldn't score. Kulang with another offensive rebound.
Diba? Yun na mention natin earlier, what a Moses Kulang can give you pag nasa loob siya ng court. Yung length din na yan, malaking tulong para sa LaSalle Green Archers.
And he's really made use of every inch of that length, coach. Now with 5 offensive rebounds.
On top of those 5 rebounds, nakaka-force pa siya ng mga foul, diba? Nakakuha siya ng mga fouls.
Stoppage on the court here. 7 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the second quarter. We'll be right back. Back live here in the second quarter. Before we head right back to the action, we'd just like to give a huge thank you to our sponsors of this tournament, especially to the team sponsors in MBM Construction, NLB Construction, B-Shine Pharma, Kingsfield Rice Solution, Wellmar Merchandising, Lux Production, and to our platinum sponsors, Big City Designs and Prints, Toyota Rojas City, Tanduay Rojas, RKF Industrial and Installation Corporation, Cal's Poultry, LOM Marketing by Vice Governor James Mitang Magbanwa, and to our silver sponsors, Shuffles, FNE Enterprises Incorporated, Lionheart Security Agency, Plantanan Park, JP Orleans Realty Development Corporation, Civic Merchandising Inc., Mega Gold Construction and Development, Avescore Motor Inc., Capes Electric Cooperative Inc., BY & Sons Trading, Dulce Via Beauty, and BM Junjun Billones, Solid Motorcycle Distributor Inc., Historia Forest Garden, and Gold's Gym. On that previous possession, coach from LaSalle, Kulang showing off the range.
Oh, after that shot though, grabe tong si Wignes. He took it hard to the basket. Even though he missed that shot, andyan naman si Siwek to put that back in.
Again, the effort by Kulang, coach. as LaSalle will get another opportunity. He didn't get an offensive rebound on that possession, but it did give LaSalle another second chance opportunity.
Oo, dahil pa rin yan sa hustle na binibigay ng isang Moses Kulang.
14 seconds work with here now for LaSalle. As Makalalag now will set the offense for the Green Archers.
Shot clock down to 5 seconds.
Shot clock winding down. Abadam for three. No. Machando wanted the ball in transition. They decided to give it to their point guard in Tamuri Wignes. As Abadam staying step for step with Wignes. Siwek top of the key. Off the mark. Machando with the offensive rebound. Wignes now penetrates. Nowhere to go. Ryder. He'll penetrate. He'll miss that shot as well. Kulang with another rebound.
Who else will get that ball up top? Moses Kulang it is.
Cortez was strong driving through the lane as he will be fouled. As both teams, coach, they really love to push the pace. But if you're Team Brian Curl, we've yet to see Max Curl really get involved in their offense.
Exactly.
And he's been really important for them, averaging 15 points this entire tournament. They really, if they want to really try and make this or get this game wide open, they really need to get their best shooter, Max Curl, more involved in the offense.
That's why he just checked in right now to get. Oh no! What a knockout play!
That's happened a couple of times now, Coach. Makalalag really moving off the ball very well for LaSalle.
Almost na naman. Almost a stop na naman para dito sa LaSalle Green Archers.
Near turnover forced there by Makalalag, as the ball will stay with Team Brian Curl. As Seven Kagata will check back into the game, as he will be faced with a tough task here with trying to defend Kurt Siwek, who had 10 points there in the first quarter. 17 seconds on the shot clock for Brian Curl. Ryder gets the basketball. He's hounded by Makalalag. Two screens set there by Siwek. Curl now with the basketball. Curl drives. Curl scores.
That's what we were talking about there. We need to get Curl going. If they want to stay in this game, if they want to get this win, we need him to do his job.
And on the other side, Coach Cortez, again, very aggressive. But you mentioned it, Max Curl. He's known more for his shooting, but that time, putting the ball on the floor and really penetrating through the paint.
Because sometimes if you can't get your rhythm going from the outside, you need to take it hard to the basket. You need to get those drives and a trip to the free throw line for that matter.
Because now, Coach, it opens up the floor for Max Curl. Now he's finally seen the ball fall in the hoop, which will give him more confidence to really help Brian Curl try and trim the deficit.
Oh. And now he's pleading a case to the referee. Sinasabi niya, tinamaan yung ribs ko.
But the ref will not call a foul. But if you're Max Curl, you still got to appreciate that you finally scored and now you can get your offense going here. Because again, the guards for them have really not provided much of a spark here for Team Brian Curl.
And now for LaSalle, another 2-2-1.
Oh, yeah.
Press.
McGear from three. McGear could not get it to go. Abadam secures it as Cortez calmly passes the timeline for LaSalle. Abadam being guarded by Ryder. Abadam kicks it out to Cortez. He gets it to go!
Easy.
You rarely see Jacob Cortez go for a catch and shoot three that time. Got it to go, and now LaSalle with a 6-point lead. Bong drives, Bong spins. Bong with a hook shot is off the mark, but Gray with the offensive rebound.
He's just powering his way through every defender he can see right in front of him.
Gray just really using his brute strength there over Mason Amos. And much to the dismay of one Mason Amos, Amos believed there, Coach, that he just played good defense. It was just that Gray was too strong.
Too strong, too big. Pero
And
nga,
the-
parang naka-hands up lang naman
Oh,
sa
yeah.
akin si Mason doon.
And the refs have really given Jacob Gray the benefit of the doubt
Oo.
as he will head back to the free throw line for his 5th and 6th attempt. Short on that first free throw was Jacob Gray as the lead for LaSalle will stay at 6. Second free throw now for one Jacob Gray. Good to go. 1 of 2 from the line. So LaSalle will carry a 5-point lead with this possession, with Saibol checking in for the first time of this ball game. Amos, contested 3. Could not get the shooter's bounce. That ball was up in the rim for at least 3 seconds. But Amos could not get the 3 to fall. On the other end, curl!
Hirap naman ang angle na yun ang layup.
That was a very tough angle for one Max Curl, but he will head to the free throw line. Coach, you mentioned it earlier. For a shooter like Curl, he has really mixed it up here in this ball game, really driving through the lane, and now he will head to the free throw line to really try and increase his scoring tally.
Oh, etong De La Salle team is really putting ito si Curl, no? Tinitignan nila kung kaya ba niyang take it hard to the basket. Kasi alam nila na, yes, okay, we know he can shoot from the outside. Now let's see if he can bring it hard to the basket. And he's proving them right.
Oh, yep. Curl now on the free throw line. Misses on that free throw, and Amos secures the rebound. Ryder picking up Saibol full court as he passes it off to Marasigan. Marasigan with the strength! Marasigan could not get the shot to fall, but he himself now will go to the free throw line.
This is a very,
Strong aggressive move there by Marasigan, coach.
this is a very big risk, ha? Tatlo na personal foul nito si Boris Marasigan. And we still have 4 minutes left on this second quarter alone.
The refs could have easily called that play, coach, with Marasigan an offensive foul. Decided to let the players play. Very lucky was one Boris Marasigan to not pick up his 4th foul on that play.
Yeah, actually, I really thought it was going to be an offensive foul as well.
Because Ryder's actually a strong player, coach, and he was gone from that strong move by Boris
I
Marasigan.
thought he was on his way back to Australia.
Could have been, but luckily Ryder will stay in the game. He'll definitely need an ice pack, a very cold one in that after this game. 2 of 2 from the line is Marasigan, and now it's back to a 6-point lead for LaSalle. Wignes now back into the ball game as he's being defended now by Taveras. Wignes!
What a great move there galing dito kay Wignes, no? Hindi lang pala puro bully ball kaya niyang gawin. He can also do those smooth moves.
Tavera now on the other side. Abadam misses on that easy shot. As Marasigan now, shot clock winding down. Tavera for 3. Good! Tavera again, the spark plug for LaSalle as Wignes drops it off the Gray. And LaSalle, they believe it was a clean steal. But the refs will call it a foul on Mason Amos. And now, coach, another player in foul trouble for LaSalle as Amos now with 3 personal fouls as well. Him and Marasigan now with 3 fouls in this game.
Now that's gonna be big, diba? Knowing that they're already having problems with Gray and with Siwek, and now Mason Amos has 3 personal fouls for that matter.
They really need Seven Gagate, coach, to really be that 3rd big man in their rotation to really try and limit these bigs in these stout bigs in Jacob Gray and Kirk Siwek.
Tsaka ngayon nila nami-miss yung isang Luis Pablo.
Oh, yeah. And just like that, coach, Jacob Gray will be subbed off the floor, but they still do have a lot of size with Hunter Hans checking in the game. Marasigan now. Strong, aggressive move. Nowhere to go though. Got the second chance. Still off the mark. Bodies on the floor. Salle secures it for Salle. Marasigan now. Pulls the ball back. Shot clock is at 4. Salle. Tovera. He pulls up from 3.
He just can't miss right now.
Same spot, same result for Joaquin Tovera, who now has 14 points. But the weakness, though, on the other end, too easy navigating through the lane, coach.
Sabi nila, quiet muna kayo, andito pa kami. We're not yet done.
Tovera put Ryder on skates, but just left it a bit short as Curl is being guarded now by Marasigan. They'll use a screen from Hans. Great feed down low. Hans has a height advantage over Daep and scores.
Quick 4 points there para dito sa BK, no?
Just when you thought, coach, momentum was shifting with those 2 threes by Tovera, a quick 4-0 burst by Team Brian Curl.
That's how focused they are. Diba? Alam mo yung gano'n na walang... Yes, they made 2 incredible 3-pointers, pero wala, gano'n talaga. Tayo naman ulit.
As we see on the replay here, coach, Salle, great pass by Tovera as the shot clock was winding down over the outstretched arm of Darcy Ryder. It did not matter for Joaquin Tovera.
Kumbaga sa Counter-Strike, para ginawang crosser yung kamay towards the basket.
And for Salle, coach, it has been all Joaquin Tovera. You mentioned it as he made that 3. He can barely miss. He's only missed those 2 shots and has made 5 already in this ball game. Really leading the charge for the Green Archers.
Tsaka, I like the attitude of this kid, no? He made those crucial 3-pointers, pero wala. Balik agad sa defense. Walang celebration, walang ano, just play defense agad, di pa tapos.
Salle with a 6-point lead now as we head down the last 2 minutes of what's been a very exciting first half between Team Brian Curl and the De La Salle University Green Archers. Hans pass off to Ryder. Daredevil drive by Ryder. And what we like to call in the Philippines, coach, a fishing expedition there by Darcy Ryder, as he will be rewarded with 2 free throws. And for our fans watching in Australia, we call it a fishing expedition because he was fishing, looking for a foul, because that play was going nowhere for Team Brian Curl, coach.
And he got that. He got that fish.
Oh yeah, he got that fish.
So ganon, no? He got the fish. The free throw siya.
Might have been only a tuna. If he made that bucket, coach, it would have been a salmon for sure.
Diba?
A more expensive fish. As Ryder makes 1 of 2 free throws to trim the deficit to just 5 points. Again, coach, this game has been very exciting. Back and forth, very high scoring between Team Brian Curl and De La Salle.
Pero speaking about fish, partner, balita ko, marami daw seafood dito sa Rojas.
Oh yeah. They call this the seafood capital of the Philippines.
Oh my God! What a move there! Galing dito kay Joaquin Tovera.
Everything he's putting on the court here, coach, he cannot miss. Tovera having a magical first half for De La Salle. Curl being hounded by Tovera. Tried to split the double team. Again, Tovera with a steal. Tovera fakes. Tovera with a series of fakes. Gives it to Gagate. No good there. Great defense, coach. There, coach, by Team Brian Curl in transition.
Kakaibang puso itong pinapakita itong Tovera. Well, as what you mentioned earlier, di ba? Revelation itong si Tovera.
Ryder left wide open for 3. And there is a foul here. I believe it's off the ball.
LeBron James dive yata.
The foul will go to LeBron Daep as I believe we have a timeout on the floor. LaSalle will try and talk things over here as we head down the last 42 seconds of the first half.
To the kick for Buffer Heads.
Back live here as Hunter Hans will step up for his second free throw. He made the first and he misses the second. As Tovera now will set the table for LaSalle. It has been his half, up to 16 points. Couldn't make it 18. Curl picks up the rebound. Curl crosses the timeline after he's being hounded by Diab. Curl, given the space, could not make them pay. Hans with the offensive rebound for Brian Curl.
Another fishing
expedition there by Team Brian Curl as Hunter Hans will go back to the free throw line.
Ang layo ng tinake off niya dun eh, di ba? Well, pangalan pa lang nga niya, Hunter.
Hunter, he's gonna hunt for those
Diba?
fouls.
Oo.
And it showed right there now. These past two possessions for Brian Curl has ended in Hunter Hans in the free throw line. But that has been the formula for them, coach. The bigs of Team Brian Curl and Tamuri Wignes has really been their spark here on offense. On the other side now for LaSalle, it's been the Joaquin Tovera show the entire half.
Last possession now para dito sa LaSalle, kaya nila pinasok. Ito si Jacob Cortez as well. Blur screen.
Tovera now. Tried to give the Gagate down low. Curl, they have enough time here, but do they notice it? Great play there by Sardon, as that will be the end of the first half, as LaSalle will carry a 3-point lead heading into the second half against Team Brian Curl. We'll be right back. back live here with Derek Quinola and Coach Kim Reyes. Overall, as we head down the last day of the elimination round here, Coach, in this tournament, it has been very exciting. A lot of close ball games here between the Altas, the Soaring Falcons, the Green Archers, Team Brian Curl, and even UAC. Even though they did not pick up a win this entire tournament, they were competing, they were playing hard up until the very end. And right now, as we head down the last half of the elimination round, we are also treated with a very exciting matchup here between Team Brian Curl and De La Salle. A very important game here to really try and secure that 1 seed for either side, Coach.
Yes, that's what you've mentioned. No? This game is really important kasi ito yung magde-determine sino yung magiging number 1 spot. Who would take that advantage? It's gonna be a crossover eh. Diba? So yung number 1 would go against Perps, diba? So, ang nangyari ngayon, La Salle, if they want to get the number 1 seed, they need to win by at least 4 points for that matter. Sa BK naman, they just need to simply just win the game.
The magic number, Coach, for La Salle is 4 points. Right now, it's exactly at 3 points, so a very exciting second half coming up because right now the action is just about to get into a different intensity here with La Salle really trying to secure that number 1 seed.
Oh, reminder first half pa lang tayo at saka eliminations pa lang eh. So what more pag dumating na tayo sa playoffs natin?
Thank you to everyone watching as we will be right back to give you the second half between Team BK and De La Salle University Green Archers.
Basic na bro, basic. Yan mo, ano ko na kami?
Bisa ito ni mo deh. Hindi bayaran mo ito. Ay, mo na to. Oo. Kita ko ban. Back live here to give you the second half between Team Brian Curl Academy and the De La Salle University Green Archers. And in that first half, it was back and forth as Tamuri Wignes now. That's been how he was able to generate points in the first half, was really trying to navigate through the pain. Just could not get the fall on that possession. Cortez now on the other side. They find his big man down low in Kulang. Just could not get the shot to fall. As Ryder now on the other side of the floor. Pops up the three. Off the mark again. And Brian Curl has really struggled, coach, here in the entire ball game. Really trying to get the three-pointers going. Only making 1 3 thus far in this entire ball game. Makalalag could not get that three to go. As both teams now stuck at 0 here to start off the third quarter. Wigness now, great find again to Siwek. Second chance opportunity, great play there by Kulang to get the block.
Wow, what a dive.
Ryder now really showing his hustle for Team BK as Wigness with a series of moves against Apadam!
Oh!
But again, the players from LaSalle, coach, did not box out Kurt Siwek after Kulang came up with that block.
Oo, walang umalalay sa kanya, di ba? Parang he went up for the block eh. Kailangan may sumunod to get that rebound naman.
Cortez now stumbles. And again, bodies on the floor for Team Brian Curl. That time, it was Max Curl as Makalalag drive through the lane. No good. As Machando will secure the basketball. And I believe we will have a stoppage in play just to mop up that wet spot after Max Curl dove trying to get a steal.
That was a really great drive galing dito kay JC Makalalag. No?
But in that first half, coach, really back and forth. What has either team really done to really help them either get the lead or be in striking distance with that lead? Because it has been a very close ball game from start up until this point.
Oo. Grabe yung pinapakita nila. Again, elimination pa lang to. They're just trying to get that number 1 spot.
You know how important it is for either team to really try and get that number 1 seed. Probably neither team wants to see Adamson in the playoffs, coach.
Diba? Kaya that's why they're working really hard right now to avoid that team. Pero ito nga, Max Curl, he still can't get that outside shot going para sa kanya.
But he just needs to keep taking them, coach. If you're a shooter, you know, shoot.
Oo. May go signal din naman siya.
Oh, yeah. Cortez was too wide open there as Machando fell asleep on the defensive side of the floor, leaving Cortez wide open. Machando looks to make up for his lack of defense here as he'll try to navigate the defense of Makalalag. Machando from the mid-range!
Binawi naman niya. Binawi naman.
Immediately making up for his lack of defense on the previous possession, coach. Makalalag now will try and counter by driving strong through the lane. Kulang could not get it to fall, but he will head to the free throw line.
I don't know if yun yung nangyayari ngayon pero parang nagiging weak side etong si Machando. Most of the drives sa guard dun sa kanyang side inaatake talaga.
We saw it in the first half as well, coach, but it was Team Brian Curl. They were really trying to attack the defense of Boris Marasigan there in the first quarter.
Oo.
They might be trying to get Machando off the court by trying to generate fouls. Kulang now stepping up to the line. He missed on that first attempt. This time, though, could not get the friendly bounce, or as what you like to say, coach, a shooter's bounce from Moses Kulang. As Wigness shakes off the stifling defense there by Cortez. Ryder was wide open. Wigness finally gives it to him. Ryder, he had Cortez up in the air.
Kaso nga lang, wala dun sa spot niya si Max Curl.
Max Curl was there, but once he saw Ryder drive, he went up.
Oo.
And Ryder was ready to give it to him. Unfortunately, bit of miscommunication there between both guys.
Pero he would have been really wide open.
Would have been a very wide open three there for Max Curl.
Super.
Cortez now going through a series of screens. Great defense again by Ryder.
Pero may kamay.
Up until the last second as he put his hands in the cookie jar. Oh, I'm sorry, the foul is on Max Curl. Sorry. And now, coach, the crowd for LaSalle is really getting into this ball game. really trying to provide the energy and the spark that they need right now.
Tsaka that works, ha? When the crowd hypes you up, pumps you up, it really gets you going.
Let's see if that energy by the crowd will get them
Ayun na nga.
going. As Marasigan was left wide open. Brian Curl Academy, everyone from the team fell asleep on the defensive side of the floor. And a bit of a tiki-tack foul there from Siwek. Great awareness there by Cortez and Marasigan, coach.
Tsaka ang hirap nun. Sa baseline inbounds, okay, nakakuha silang knockout plays, pero that was from the sideline inbounds. Tsaka medyo mataas pa yun.
If you're Team Brian Curl, coach, you cannot have those kinds of possessions where you just fall asleep on the defensive side of the floor. Luckily for them, though, Marasigan could not convert on the free throw. Ryder nearly loses handle of the basketball. As now Wiggness is being guarded by Cortez. Wiggness drives. Wiggness kicks it out to Siwek as they have 4 seconds to work with here. Siwek in the paint.
Minama na yun ni Siwek. Ito si Moses. Kulang, no?
He has been the guy, coach, talking about Kurt Siwek, leading the team in scoring with 12 points now and 6 rebounds. Marasigan gives it to Cortez, who wants a screen from Kulang. Cortez, cross-court pass to Makalalag from 3. No!
Great finder para dito kay Jacob Cortez. Sayang lang hindi na convert.
Great offensive set there, coach. Talking about LaSalle, Makalalag was wide open for 3, just could not convert. But again, coach, if you're a shooter, just continue to shoot.
Yes. Alam natin na gano'n talaga. Open, take that shot. We'd rather get a missed attempt, di ba? Kesa sa turnover naman.
Definitely a shot you can live with. Makalalag just could not get that shot to fall, as he will take a breather as Joaquin Tovera, who had a perfect first half for LaSalle, checking back in early here in the second half with 5 minutes and 41 seconds here to go in the third quarter.
Itong si Joaquin Tovera parang ready siya pumunta to gera eh. Diba? Ready siya to go to war talaga para sa team niya.
Definitely ready to go to war because he is very, very fearless.
Diba?
Is one Joaquin Tovera. Despite the size disadvantage when he tries to navigate through the paint, those daredevil drives for Tovera usually favors him though, coach. Tovera again tried to drive. Marasigan from 3. Couldn't get it to fall. Diep with the offensive rebound. Tovera now one-on-one with Darcy Ryder. Offense versus defense. Cortez catch and shoot 3. Could not stick it. As now
Almost.
Team Brian Curl with a chance to increase their lead. Wiggness with the fake, with the behind the back pass to Gray. The ball is popping right now, coach, for Team Brian Curl. Maguire, his short jumper is good.
Medyo nagkawalaan na dun sa bola, no? Parang naiwan tuloy mag-isa itong player from BK.
But if you're Tamuri Wiggness, coach, you gotta hit Jacob Gray for ruining his highlight. He had that behind the back and then behind the over his head. That was a sweet move there by Wiggness.
I mean, I thought he was just gonna put it up the basket, but boom! He said, let me make that highlight move myself.
Showing off the range was Tamuri Wiggness, as now Brian Curl with their biggest lead of the game at 6. Tovera rejected by Jacob Gray. In transition, Maguire could not get the layup to fall. Marasigan now on the other side.
Yun na nga yung sinasabi natin. Offensive talaga rin eh. Kitang-kita as we watch the replay. Look, he charges right into the defensive player. Offensive talaga eh.
He didn't even try to hide it that time, coach. Again, if you're Marasigan, you gotta take better care of the basketball or be more conservative just a little bit, because you do have 4 fouls and still a lot of time. With how important he is for LaSalle, coach, that definitely can happen.
Talaga. Pero again, LaSalle has a deep bench, so may magsa-step up pa dyan pag nasa bench itong si Marasigan.
And now, coach, talking about the depth of their bench. They will rely now on Sardon and Saibol to provide the energy that Marasigan will not be able to provide. And that time, Saibol committed the foul trying to stop Wignes on the drive.
Yeah, kakapasok pa lang niya. Binulibol na agad siya doon ni Wignes.
You see that very often in the NBA, coach, when they see someone who was off the bench just checking the game. They love to go to the cold guy, try and really test his defense.
Atakihin agad, no?
Timeout on the floor here with Brian Curl now really flexing their muscles on LaSalle. With 3 minutes and 53 seconds left to go in the third quarter, we'll head to a quick commercial break. Back to the action here between Team Brian Curl Academy and De La Salle University. Overall, again, coach, in this ball game, up to this point, La Salle, another cold shooting game for them, limited to just 32% from the field. What's really kept them in this game has been their three-point shooting, with 6 threes already in this game, led by none other than Joaquin Tavera.
Oh, rare yung ganon, no? Para dito kay Wignes. 2 free throws ang na-miss niya.
With how good he's been, coach, very rare to see a player of his caliber to miss 2 free throws. And now Sardon, short jumper, no good.
Sayang.
Maguire with a rebound now as he likes to push the pace. Pang, pass it off to Wignes with the circus shot.
Parang na-hurt talaga siya dun sa na-miss na highlight kanina ni Gray. You know, he's doing it all by himself right now.
An acrobatic finish that time by Wignes as Tavera kicks the ball out to Saibol for 3!
Sabi niya, tama na kayo. Kami naman.
Both
Sabi
teams
nyo.
now, coach, exchanging haymakers.
Exactly.
Wignes, he has been a magician with that basketball. Feeds it down low to Gray. No foul call, but that time, Jacob Gray opting to go for the end one opportunity.
That was still made possible daling dito kay Wignes pa rin. He's been phenomenal in the last minute or 2.
These passes by Wignes, coach, are very tight, but he manages to really just zip it in there. We saw it in that first half when he threw that touchdown to Kurt Siwek against Mason Amos.
Oh, tsaka ang layo nun, ah. Just like his pass right now, it was almost at the half-court line. Tapos papasok sa shaded area. Mahirap yun.
As Gray converts on that end one opportunity.
Of course, credits and kudos to Jeremiah Gray for catching those passes, ah.
Tavera now looks to counter for LaSalle. Quick hands there by Machando, nearly forcing the turnover as Tavera navigates. Tavera kicks it out to Saibol. He made one earlier. Couldn't get it to fall this time around as Curl secures the rebound. Machando now being hounded by the defense of Tavera. 14 seconds on their shot clock. Machando slips. Curl for 3. No! Gray, second chance opportunity with the strength, using the body, and another and one for Jacob Gray, who has been abusing the big man of De La Salle, coach.
Sinabi ko na kanina pa earlier, once he puts down that basketball, kailangan nyo lagyan ng small man para mag-dig dyan or mag-help. Just do everything that you can for him to pick up that basketball before pa makapasok dun sa restricted area.
And you saw it there on that replay, Coach. Gagate tried his best to stay step for step with Jacob Gray, but Gray was just too big and too strong. Back-to-back and-one opportunities, Coach, for Jacob Gray. But he has failed to convert from the free throw line.
Parang yun na lang yung silver lining, nami-miss niya.
10-point lead now for Team Brian Curl, their biggest of the ball game. As Saibol kicks it out to Tovera from the corner. Good! Tovera, Coach, continuing his sizzling game. Now up to 19 points. 3 of 3 from deep is Joaquin Tovera.
Diba, wala eh. May kamay, walang kamay, open or bothered, he's just gonna keep shooting those baskets. As I've mentioned, ready siya, Tugera.
And he showed it right there on that previous possession for LaSalle. Coach Tovera with another 3. He has single-handedly, Coach, kept LaSalle in this ball game.
At saka very timely yung mga tinitira niya, di ba? Parang just when the momentum is about to shift, eto na ako. Kumbaga, sa gera, siya yung may dalang silencer.
The punch right now from Coach Kim to those in Australia watching right now. Tugera means to go to war.
Oh, sorry.
So we hope that were able to get the reference. Tovera now will try and increase his scoring tally as he gets the ball right back from Gagate. Tovera, top of the key. Still gets it to fall. Tovera looking for a foul call. It does not matter. Hand down, man down.
Exactly, that's what I mentioned. Bothered, unbothered. I'm going to take those threes and I'm going to make them.
Great feed down low. Pong. To Hans, who just could not get the shot to fall. But he will head to the free throw line.
Exactly, Hunter Hans. He was wide open, but he still waited for Seven Gagate to come close, to fish for that foul. He was hunting for that foul again, once more.
He already had the easy look, Coach, but he decided to really try and hunt for that foul. It was Hunter Hans, and he will be rewarded. But if you're LaSalle, Coach, you have given up way too many fouls. It's happened every quarter now where they've talking about Team Brian Curl, they have been in the penalty. Way too many fouls for LaSalle. Now up to 24 fouls here. And we still have a lot of time remaining in this game.
Third period pa lang tayo. We're still in the third period for that matter.
But you got to give credit to LaSalle, Coach. They have done a really good job of really limiting their turnovers. Just 6 turnovers up until this point.
Oh, wow.
So if there's been 2 reasons that LaSalle stayed in this game, it's been because of Joaquin Tovera and LaSalle's ability to really take care of that basketball, preventing fast break opportunities for Team Brian Curl. Oh, sorry, Seven Gagate fouled out of this game. 5 fouls for Gagate, 3 fouls for Saibol, 4 for Marasigan, 4 for Mason Amos. So again, we mentioned just a few seconds ago, Coach, LaSalle really needs to stop committing these ticky-tack fouls.
Exactly. That's why there was a slight pause before the free throw was taken. Kasi pala fouled out na itong si Seven Gagate.
Abadam from deep. Couldn't cash in. Hans snares that rebound after being hounded by Chardon and Moses Kulang. Curl now with the basketball. Gives it to Maguire. Will get a screen from Hans. Maguire drives. Maguire gets denied there by Moses Kulang.
And that was on top of the layup. Tingnan natin. Let's check that replay again.
Great strong drive there by Maguire, Coach, but Kulang recovering for that block. Hans now in the paint. Another foul. Much to the dismay of one Coach Topex Robinson, who was jumping up and down. as the foul will go to Moses Kulang. He now has 3 fouls as well. So again, managing the fouls here for LaSalle will be very key in this fourth quarter coming up.
That's what our referees are saying, parang yes, the hands was just up, pero he was putting it down by the time the shot was taken. Parang pinapayungan nila, kumbaga.
Especially against for a guy like Kulang, coach, he didn't need to do that. He has a lot of length on him. He just needed to use the law of verticality there against Hans. Tovera wanted to go for the step back 3. Saibel now against Magir. Saibel could not win that matchup. And now Team Brian Curl can settle for the final shot here of the third quarter. Machando with the basketball. Machando pulls up from 3. Good! An amazing third quarter there, coach, by Team Brian Curl, bringing their lead to 11 points, and they've done it by committee. It's going to be a very exciting and interesting fourth quarter.
Ang kaso, the problem here is BK already has that lead, and Max Curl still has not yet been activated for that matter. What more, diba? And
Akuan, pwede sa please ni Mayor. Ronnie the Divas. Ronnie the Divas. Start of the fourth quarter here, and what's been a very exciting and high-intense matchup between Team Brian Curl and De La Salle, as Coach Topex Robinson was called for a technical foul. He was pleading his case to the referees on that verticality by Moses Kulang. But for more insight on this ball game, let's go to our courtside reporter, Charo Angela. Charo, what do you have for us?
Right, Derek. It has been an intense battle between De La Salle University and Brian Curl Academy. Both teams are refusing to back down, and we can truly feel the intensity and determination on the court. Brian Curl Academy has continued to climb up the scoreboard, taking control of the game and building a lead over the Green Archers. But the Rojas City crowd is absolutely fired up. The fans are clearly looking at De La Salle. And every basket, defensive stop, and big play from the Green Archers is met with loud cheers from the crowd. The energy inside the Dingoy Rojas Civic Center is electric. And what a way to close out the third quarter. The clutch three-pointer from Brian Curl Academy in the final moments extended their advantage, ending the quarter at 73-62 in favor of Brian Curl Academy. The Green Archers now have some ground to make up heading into the final quarter, but with the crowd behind them, anything can happen. Can La Salle mount a comeback, or will the undefeated BK Academy continue their winning run? We're down to the final quarter of the last elimination game. Stay tuned as the action continues here at the first Rojas City Invitational Basketball Tournament 2026.
Thank you to our courtside reporter, Charo Angela, for that interesting insight. But on that previous possession, Coach, again, Joaquin Tovera with another three-pointer, really providing the energy for La Salle.
another back-to-back misses no sa free throw para dito kay Wignes. So hindi na siya rare. Because it already happened earlier.
There has been one area, coach, for Team Brian that has really hurt them thus far. It has been their free throws, as they've already missed 14 free throws in this game.
Wow.
But they do still have a 9-point lead as Abadam drives. Abadam could not score. I believe that shot will not count, as the foul was called on that initial drive by Abadam.
Foul number 13 for Max, that is scored personally. Team Brian Anthony.
We can see also para dito sa kupunan ng Lasal na just checked in. Ito si Ram Sharma. This is the first time for him to come inside.
A rare sighting here for Ram Sharma in this tournament, coach. Very spot on. Coach Topex Robertson is really trying to mix up his lineups now, trying to go for more length and more speed. And he'll definitely have that in one Ram Sharma, as you see Abadam make the first of 2 free throws.
He can actually hit some outside shots. He's that lefty shooter din nila.
As Abadam misses on that second free throw. Wignes now handling the basketball. He'll get a screen from Hans. Kicks it out to Machado. He'll get his own screen from Hans. Now the shot clock is winding down for Team Brian Curl. Wignes, another great pass. This time though, LaSalle was expecting it, forcing the turnover. Tovera now on the other side, top of the key three. This time could not get it to fall. Wignes using the speed, using the handles. Just could not get the shot to fall. Back and forth we go. Tovera kicks it out. Abadam, one dribble, no good. Abadam had a wide open look there, coach. Decided to take one dribble and go 1 inch closer there. Still could not get that shot to fall.
I think what happened with the drive of Wignes, what did you saw what happened? I really couldn't see what happened there. Did he lose his footing? Did it slip?
He might have lost the ball on his way up. Give credit again to Abadam for really running back in transition. As Curl on the other side of the floor. Six now. Sardon now gives it to Abadam. Fior LaSalle, aside from Joaquin Tovera, where will you get offense? But Tovera says he will happily oblige as Abadam pulls up from the corner, still can't get it to fall. It has been a struggle here, coach, for Earl Abadam, now 1 of 10 from the field.
Wow. Just pure strength coming here from Wignes. Pure upper body strength.
Wignes has really been more aggressive here, coach, in the second half. He's now up to 17 points here, and most of his shots have come from the paint. Kulang now gives it to Tovera.
Take a sandwich right there.
Oh, yeah. As there will be a foul called here. Not sure who's it on. The foul will go to Kurt Siwek there.
Here comes the veterans, no, para dito sa De La Salle Green Archers.
But overall, coach, in this ball game, the starters for them haven't really been aggressive on the offensive side. Amos only has 3 points. Kulang only has 6 points. Cortez was hot there to start the game, but he's been very cold here, or hasn't been really trying to look for a shot in the second half. Limited to 11 points here in this game. Another strong, aggressive drive there by Wignes. Was trying to look for the foul. The ref did not call it, but the ball will stay on this side of the floor.
Yeah, he's really going to that strong side of his, no, which is the left side. Kailangan siya ma-force to the right side.
Well, because most of his drive, just like that.
Right. Now he slows down.
Great defense there by Cortez to try and force Wignes to use his offhand. As Wignes could not get that step back three to fall. A Marasigan secures the basketball. I'm not sure what happened there or what the whistle is about.
I think it stepped on the sideline. The ball bounced on the sideline.
So now, coach, Team Brian Cole with another opportunity here to increase their lead, as they've really been flexing their muscles here in this entire second half. Very interesting look here now, coach, as LaSalle going for a 2-3 zone look here against Team Brian Curl.
I think that's what they call a floating 2-3 zone. Floating 2-3 zone. That's what they call it, I think.
Man zone, whatever you want to call it, coach. Moses Kulan still rose up for that rejection.
Shot clock down to 7. Let's see if they're aware.
Let's see, Wiggness is wide open here, coach. He has all the space as Cortez quickly rotates. Wiggness using the first step, turns it over as Marasigan calmly waits for the rest of his teammates. Marasigan drives. Marasigan nowhere to go. Great hands there by Ryder. Ryder up and good. Great calm move there by Darcy Ryder.
That's back-to-back turnover na para dito kay Boris Marasigan since just checked in the ball game.
A bit too over-aggressive there was Boris Marasigan. But on that side for Team Brian Curl, coach, great move there by Darcy Ryder. He saw that the defense did not come in, decided to just go up for the layup and score the 2 points himself.
Just all the way.
Cortez was left open there off that step back, just could not get it to fall. As another foul, I believe. I'm not sure who they're calling it on.
14. I think it's on Seawick.
Still haven't gotten word on what the foul call was. But either way, the ball will stay with De La Salle, coach, and they will have 11 seconds to work with here. Kulang now with the basketball. He gives it to Sharma. Cortez, shot clock is winding down for La Salle. Cortez from way downtown, off the mark as Sharma secures another offensive rebound. Marasigan being guarded by McGear. Marasigan, daredevil drive. And he will head to the free throw line.
That's Boris Marasigan for him. He's gonna take it hard to the basket. It's just that he was not able to do a lot of those things because of his foul trouble early on in the first half pa lang eh. I mean, the whole story would have been different if Marasigan was inside most of the time.
Not just Marasigan though, coach, also Mason Amos and also Moses Kulang. They have been, all of the big sorry for Team Brian Curl has been in foul trouble, and you can give a lot of credit to that for the guy who just checked in for Team Brian Curl, one Jacob Gray, who really used his strength down in the paint to really do whatever he wanted against the De La Salle bigs.
He was just bullying everyone in front of him.
Especially if it was Seven Gagate, coach. 5 fouls in third quarter alone. Sorry, not alone, but already fouled out by the third quarter was one Seven Gagate.
I mean, we were even surprised. We were asking what happened.
We need to double check the stats to see if Gagate did foul out in the third quarter, and he really did. Again, give credit to Jacob Gray for being really aggressive down low in the paint.
He was just muscling through his way. Doesn't matter who it is.
Oh, yeah.
Seven Gagate, Mason Amos, Moses Kulang, just get out.
Full court look now for De La Salle as they look to try and mix things up on defense. As Machando passes it off to Ryder as he will get a screen from Gray. Ryder, Machando, he could make that. He has to pass it off the curve for the corner. Triple!
Finally gets one down to go, as we've been looking for that shot the whole game.
Gotta give credit to Machando there, coach. He had the wide open look, decided to give it to a much better shooter in one Max Curl. Cortez now off balance, off the mark. Ryder now will try and calm the offense here for Team Brian Curl. As La Salle with an intentional foul here.
Only foul number
As more players, coach, checking in for the first time of this ball game, I believe, with Ludovice and
That's Kines.
I believe that was Gillian Kines checking in for the first time of this ball game, as he will be joined by Lebron Daep and Kyle Sardon.
So I think what De La Salle is doing right now is they're just gonna preserve their players for the next game.
And there a great play by Team Brian Curl, leaving Jacob Gray wide open for the slam. As you saw there, that can't happen, coach. If you're De La Salle, Gray was way too open. Sardon makes up for it with a leaning jumper there, as the lead for Brian Curl is back up to 15. Machando now with the basketball, facing the stifling defense by Sardon. Machando spins, Machando puts it up there. Gray, second chance opportunity, still could not get it to fall.
Jacob Gray just doing Jacob Gray things.
Sardon tried to go for a mini heat check there with the three. Just could not get the fall. Ryder pass it up to McGear. Great effort there by Ludovice, but he was called for stepping on the line.
Oh wow, BK is still going hard up to this point.
They are not taking LaSalle lightly at all, coach. They are really, despite the lack of size here for LaSalle now, without Kulang or Amos on the floor, they still have a lot of size in Hans and Pang in the game for Team Brian Curl.
Even Max Curl is still playing. Pati itong si Machando, no?
Pang now, he'll pull up from the corner, no good. As Sharma secures the rebound. Ludovice now wants to push the pace. Decides to pull the ball back. He'll get a screen from Sharma. Ludovice being hounded right now by Curl. Ludovice crosses over. Ludovice off the mark. Great move there. Did everything right but the bucket, coach.
Oh, sayang. Hindi kumapit yung pectus, eh, no?
And on the other end, Ludovice committing the foul. That has been the story of this game, coach. LaSalle with 29 fouls now, resulting in 40 free throws for Team Brian Curl. Meanwhile, for LaSalle, they're only up to 22 free throws. So that has been the tale of this game. LaSalle just committing way too many fouls.
Exactly.
It also doesn't add to their credit, coach, that their starting five has really struggled in this game. Because as well, because a lot of their bigs were in foul trouble from start to finish.
I mean, it's just too early to have 3 or 2 fouls in the first quarter, early minutes. That's a big no-no if you need to win a game like this.
Especially, coach, because guys like Amos, Marasigan, and Kulang weren't able to get a rhythm. Because once they were able trying to get a rhythm, they had to be subbed out.
Exactly.
Because they were in foul trouble. 17-point lead now for Team Brian Curl, as a foul is called on David John for trying to fight over that screen of Sharma. Timeout on the floor. 3 minutes and 19 seconds left of our ball game between De La Salle University and Team Brian Curl. Will be Back live here, a 17-point game between De La Salle and Team Brian Curl. As Sharma makes the first of 2 free throws. Coach, Team Brian Curl, what was the secret here for them to really try to start to get this lead up until this point, for them to really try and make this an easier ball game for them to win?
Well, of course, biggest factor was that Brian Curl was really taking the basketball to the rim really hard. And that's because of the motiveness and the strength of a Jacob Gray inside the paint.
A near turnover there for Team Brian Curl, as John will be called for a traveling violation. And now with 2 minutes and 56 seconds left to go in the game, still a lot of time remaining in this ball game. If you're Team Brian Curl, you just really gotta calm yourself down and just really end this game with a win, and the elimination round with a win as well. Ludovice has been aggressive here in the 4th quarter. Now up to 4 points is one Joaquin Ludovice, and the lead is down to 12. As bang! Shuts down the crowd of La Salle with a 3-point bomb.
They always have an answer to anything La Salle throws at them.
Sardon now looks to counter. Both teams now, Coach, trading 3-pointers. But if you're Team Brian Curl right now, you definitely do not need to hurry.
Exactly. Oh, there was a foul. Pero De La Salle here is still showing that we're not yet done. That doesn't mean we've subbed out our first 5 and we're gonna give this game away. No, we're a team. They know what they're doing. We're still here.
The never say die mentality is on full display right now for La Salle. Even though their starters, again, Coach, are not in the game, their bench continues to play hard and really try to make this a more manageable deficit.
That's what you've mentioned the first game, diba? They're not going to be playing at that level. They're not going to be in that team if they weren't that good.
Rejected there by a one Hunter Hans on that strong drive by Kines. But Hans there, though, with the great recovery. And the ball will go to Team Brian Curl, I believe. Or there is some miscommunication. The referees will try to sort things out.
Yeah, so they're gonna review this first. Kasi De La Salle is saying that it bounced directly sa floor outside. It did not hit our player.
So as the refs look to sort things out here, we'll take a quick commercial break. After a lengthy review, the ball will stay on this side of the floor as Salle with a chance here to make this a single-digit game here with a three-pointer. As Sardon now with the inbound, Ludovice had nowhere to go there. As Sardon pops up the three, couldn't get it to go as Ludovice now with a second chance opportunity for LaSalle. Shot clock winding down for the Archers. Ludovice, his short jumper is no good as well. And that has been the story of this ball game, Coach. LaSalle, another cold shooting night, but against a team like Brian Curl, their defense just could not hang on for 4 straight quarters.
They were getting good shots, right? It's not coming in. It's not going in.
Just 34% from the field is De La Salle, and a contested three there by Kines. And even better defense there by Hans and John. And it will look like, Coach, our playoffs are now set with Team Brian Curl facing the Altas tomorrow in the 1 versus 4 matchup. And we will have LaSalle and Adamson in our 2 versus 3 matchup in the playoffs. 16-point lead by Team Brian Curl as we're down the last 43.9 seconds of
Pwede ba magpa-shoutout ba? Okay, shoutout. Pwede. Isa POTG, brother. Isa POTG.
What is it? Gray.
Sa pangalan?
Jacob.
Jacob. Easy ka mo.
Masagan mag-start, alam ko yung rebounds. Okay na. Back to the ball game here as we head down to the last few seconds of this ball game. As Sardon could not get a handle of that basketball. As Team Brian Curl now, Coach, with another opportunity here to extend their lead.
Sayang yung dinrowing na play nila. Pero that was where they wanted to go. Parang it's just that hindi lang na-catch yung ball. Pero that's the play that they drew.
Another three-pointer there for Team Brian Curl as Liam Fletcher cashes in on that three-pointer, and a 19-point lead now for Team Brian Curl. Ludovice now stares up at the clock. Ludovice drives. He scores!
Wow.
Despite the outstretched arm there of Hunter Hans, Coach, Ludovice using the offhand there to score those 2 points. Probably the hardest he'll have this entire tournament.
Pero that was a really great shot para dito kay Ludovice, no? Great drive, great offhand layup.
But overall, Coach, if you're LaSalle, you can't hang your heads right now. They did try very hard to really stay step for step for Team Brian Curl.
Yes, of course.
But Team Brian Curl is way too big and way too strong here in this game.
But of course, I'm sure after this game, they're gonna go back to the drawing board, talk about it sa hotel nila, what they're gonna do in their upcoming games, di ba? So by the way nga pala, shoutout to my good friend there, si Rory Paspi, tapos sa wife niya si Ethel, and of course, anak niya si Ken. Hello sa inyo dyan sa taga Cebu.
Thank you so much for watching with us this exciting ball game as another foul call. And I believe it will be 2 free throws as Darcy Ryder with a chance here to crack double figures. Despite being, coach, one of the smallest players on the court, Ryder finishing this game with 8 rebounds. A very good game for one Darcy Ryder. Could not get the first free throw to fall. So it looks like Darcy Ryder's night will end in him being limited to just single figures, as he will end this game with 9 points. As Salle with a final opportunity here to try and score the basketball, and Ludovice is pushing the pace and gets this layup to go. That will be the end of the elimination round, with Team Brian Curl staying undefeated and will face the Perpetual Help Altas tomorrow in a 1 versus 4 matchup. Meanwhile, De La Salle will face off with their UAAP counterparts in Adamson University. This has been Derek Quinanola and Coach Kim Reyes. We'll be right back to give you the best player of the game.
Tournament 2026. Team sponsors: MBM Construction, NLB Construction, B-Shine Pharma, Kingsfield Rice Solutions, Wellmar Merchandising, Lux Production. Platinum sponsors: Big City Design and Prints, Toyota Rojas City, Tanduay Rojas, RKF Industrial and Installation Corp. Cal's Poultry, Shuffles, FNE Enterprises Inc., Lionheart Security Agency, Plantanan Park, JP Orleans and Realty Development Corporation, Civic Merchandising Inc., Megagold Construction and Development, Aviscor Motor Inc., Capiz Electric Cooperative Inc., BY & Sons Trading Inc., Dolce Via Beauty, Solid Motorcycle Distributor Inc., Historia Forest Garden. Other sponsors: TCPPI Iloilo, San Miguel Brewery Inc., Metro Rojas Water District, RV Marketing, Nature Spring, Gold's Gym, PLDT, JM Sports Apparel. Partners: Capiz Mansion Bye Bye, Aura Condotel, Aluncina, San Antonio Resort. The Rojas City Invitational Tournament 2026. Team sponsors: MBM Construction, NLB Construction, B-Shine Pharma, Kingsfield Rice Solutions, Wellmar Merchandising, Lux Production. Platinum sponsors: Big City Design and Prints, Toyota Rojas City, Tanduay Rojas, RKF Industrial and Installation Corp. Cal's Poultry, Shuffles, FNE Enterprises Inc., Lionheart Security Agency, Plantanan Park, JP Orleans and Realty Development Corporation, Civic Merchandising Inc., Megagold Construction and Development, Aviscor Motor Inc., Capiz Electric Cooperative Inc., BY & Sons Trading Inc., Dolce Via Beauty, Solid Motorcycle Distributor Inc., Historia Forest Garden. Other sponsors: TCPPI Iloilo, San Miguel Brewery Inc., Metro Rojas Water District, RV Marketing, Nature Spring, Gold's Gym, PLDT, JM Sports Apparel. Partners: Capiz Mansion Bye Bye, Aura Condotel, Aluncina, San Antonio Resort. The Rojas City Invitational Tournament 2026. Team sponsors: MBM Construction, NLB Construction, B-Shine Pharma, Kingsfield Rice Solutions, Wellmar Merchandising.